Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamualaikum to everyone. In this video, we are going to present to you our research proposal with the title Awareness and Understanding Level of E-Code in Food Products among University Students of Halal Science from UNISSA and Halal Management from UiTM Shah Alam. So, let's get started. Before I proceed to our presentation, I would like to introduce you to our team. The first one would be Nur Dalila Diana, Izzah Anis, Nur Syaukina Zulaika, Nur Zuhaira Nasrin, me myself, Nurul Ain Najiha, and finally Anis Shuhaida. So this will be the contents for our video, which consists of introduction, literature review, research methodology, conclusion, Gantt chart, and references. As for Chapter 1, Introduction, will be presented by me, myself, Nurul Ain Najiha, and also my partner, Nur Dalila Diana. As for the background of study, for Muslims, consuming only halal is vital for them as they are obligated to do so. Nowadays, people not only perceive halal only in the Islamic dietary code, but also as a symbol of quality, safety, and hygiene. Over the years, it can be seen that the demand for halal has boosted. According to Malaysia's Halal Industry Master Plan 2030, the food and beverage industry dominates the halal market in Malaysia, which has reached $68.4 billion in 2018 and is also expected to grow to $11.3 billion in 2030. Food labeling has been made essential to be made clear in the packaging for the benefit of the consumer. E-code, or also known as E-number, symbolizes food additives utilized by the food industry in the manufacture of various food products, such as dyes, preservatives, and so on. The letter E denotes the food additive which the European Union has authorized. As for the problem statement, there are three. So the first one would be the impact of food additive in the aspect of health. Food additives have a negative impact on human health, which creates a contradiction with the Tayyiban idea when implementing the principle of halalan Tayyiban. And then for the second one is the absence of reading food labeling among consumers. So, having the knowledge on identifying E-code is really important nowadays, especially for Muslim consumers. This is due to the fact that some additives are derived from haram materials or animals that are not slaughtered according to Islamic teachings. And then lastly, different fatwa or rulings. Despite the product being labeled as halal, some countries have different rulings or regulations, thus making the product status vary among consumers. Taking coconut as an example, Malaysia perceives coconut as halal, but not Brunei.
So, we have three research objectives, which are to discover the awareness of the concept of E-code in food products from a scientific perspective. Number 2, to identify the factors that influence the level of awareness and understanding among UiTM and UNISSA students. And number 3, to determine the importance of understanding the E-code element as the consumer. Through that, we developed three research questions. First, what is students' perception of E-code on food labels? Second, is students' level of understanding affecting the awareness of E-code? And last but not least, how far do the students understand about the function and significance of E-code in daily purchasing activity? Next is scope of study. This study will cover the students' opinion and level of understanding in defining the meaning of code numbers for halal industry usage in 2021. People tend to think every E-code contains lard and prohibited to be consumed, even if the products are obviously halal certified. In view of this situation, the present study analyzed the role and importance of recognizing the E-code. The scope of study is restricted to use the Google form as a platform to collect respondents in answering the research questions. The empirical study in the research is restricted to a faculty in two universities, which are Year 3 of Halal Science in UNISSA, Brunei, and Semester 6 of Halal Industry Management in UiTM Shah Alam, Malaysia. Therefore, the scope of this study is limited to students' Halal Management and Halal Science course in Brunei and Malaysia in order to analyze and compare them to achieve the research.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Shakina Zulaika binti Cik Sufian and I will continue the presentation with literature review. This chapter will provide a few review of the literature on a critical examinations of the current studies. We done it via educational book, scholarly articles and others. For our research, we set up our own target which is university student to be more specific since the previous one is quite general. So the first one is about the development of e-food. The history of development for food additive has been shaped in line with technological developments for the improvement of the food preservation method. According to Food and Agriculture Organization, food additive not be categorized as solid food, but it was an additional ingredients that added into our food to improve the taste, the shelf life of the food. And according to Martin 2019, it is also to perform a technological function of the food. However, the awareness of food technology is still low and need more exposure to the society because society always think that anything that include technology in food will cause to bad health and will affect their life, which is not true at all. According to Secrets and Harman 2020, this happened because of few factors such as limited nutrition knowledge, less exposure to technology, and incorrect perception of the environmental impact of food products. As I've been said just now, people are still not aware with usage of e-code in food production. Moreover, for Muslim people, because there are some wild rumors out there that said anything that have e-code in the ingredients, the food will contain pork and lard, which is haram for Muslim to consume. There are some dark time where these Muslim people are believed that this was true without doing any research of what is e-code actually about. As said by Abdullah Wahid 2019, although the e-code information is easy to get nowadays, some people lack knowledge about the additive represented by the e-code because they are not familiar with the e-code and the scientific name of the additive. So how can e-code exist? In the 1918s, the e-code system was developed as a legal requirement on packaging to keep track of massive amounts of additive available in the market. In order to standardize and avoid confusions, each additive is assigned its own unique number. For example, E100 to E199 is for colors, meanwhile E200 to E299 is for preservative. Not all in numbers are used to make food products based from illegal sources. Additive material can be from plant, synthetic, microbiological products, chemical and also pets.
My name is Nur Zuhaira Nasrin binti Zairun and I will proceed with the next literature review on causes of consumer misconception in e-code. According to Guns and Rodenberg 2019, the usage of e-code is seen negatively in terms of safety issues. It is because the consumers think that e-code refers to the chemical in food that have a harmful impact on health as they lack knowledge related to the actual impact. The most prominent causes of customer distrust are the viewed credibility of e-code information, which was viewed as untrustworthy when it came to communicating about nutrition and health, the dominance of negative information on e-code as it is found difficult to access the information's credibility, and the phenomenon toward natural e-code and clean label food goods which indicate more sugar, salt and fat. Next, methods for reducing e-code's misunderstanding. The first method is through mass media. The public receive vital messages on healthy eating and food preparation through website and other social media platforms. In various countries, consumer demands for information on e-codes for use in hypermarket resulted in the publication of e-lists. These e-lists were created in simply understandable format such as books and smartphone application. Second, improving notation clarity. To prove that products with e-code are not dangerous, the food sector should present a truthful and sincere explanation. Food manufacturers also should disclose which e-codes are utilized in their product as well as their purpose and origin. The government, a nutrition fact organization and a consumer organization were all considered as potential leaders.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Iza Anis binti Ismail and I will be present about the chapter 3, which is the research methodology with my friend Anis Shuhaida binti Alias about the research design, research sampling, data collection and data analysis. First, our research design of the study. Student or researcher must be able to find the best method to solve their problems by collecting data and information in order to complete the research. The best strategy picked will make data collection and issue solving easier for the researcher. From this research, we had chosen to do a mixed method, which is the combination of quantitative and qualitative method as our research methodology to collect the data and information by the survey or questionnaire through an online platform which is conducted by Google Form. The reason we use the mixed method as our research design because in the survey questionnaire there are questions that take the form of the answer given such as yes or no, and it has been categorized in a quantitative method. Moreover, there are also the qualitative question that will present a box where respondents can write in their own words or opinion. This study had been conducted by the survey, which are through questionnaire involving the student of Halal Science from UNISSA and Halal Industry Management from UiTM Shah Alam. This study also aims to discover the student knowledge and awareness toward the issue of e-code in food product. Then, this is the table of our research design that include our 3 research objectives that be presented above, which are first, to discover the awareness of the concept of e-code in food product from a scientific perspective. Second, to identify the factors that influence the level of awareness and understanding among UiTM and UNISSA students. Third, to determine the importance of understanding the e-code element as the consumer. It also included our approaches that using survey questionnaire, the sampling from our respondents, which are from the student of Halal Science from UNISSA in Year 3 and Halal Industry Management from UiTM Shah Alam in semester 6. Not only that, it also included our study instrumentation, which are the data collection that we use the primary data collection through online survey data and data analysis through the Microsoft Excel that will be present later. Last but not least, the analysis of our research design table is the procedure of survey being provided. Next, our research sampling. In this study, we had chosen the non-probability sampling method, which is the respondent or individuals are being selected by non-random criteria, but not every individual has a chance to involve in this study. We chose this method because it was cheaper and easier to access, especially for us as a student. The method that we use is convenient sampling. The word convenient itself has shown how the method is, because in this method, the individuals involved will happen to be the most accessible and convenient to the researcher. As a student, we had chosen to ask the university student who are the student of Halal Science from UNISSA in Year 3 and Halal Industry Management from UiTM Shah Alam in semester 6 to complete the survey questionnaire about the student knowledge in the e-code issue. Due to the fact that we are still in pandemic season, the survey will be passed through the online platform by Google Form to collect the data and information from the student. This is a convenient way to gather the data, but this kind of method is also called as sampling bias because we only survey students by taking the same semester as us at the same level. Plus, the sample is not representative of all students at our university.
The third is data collection. Data collection method are classified into 2 groups, which are primary and secondary method of data collection. Secondary data is a type of data which has previously been published in the form of books, journals, magazines, web portals and more. Meanwhile, primary data is a collection of raw data directly from the sources. It is a method of obtaining the original data that a researcher used for a given study. Therefore, the data collection method that we has been conducted is primary data collection. Based on the scope of this research, the data of awareness and understanding level of e-code in food product among university student of Halal Science from UNISSA and student of Halal Industry Management from UiTM Shah Alam had been collected through Google Form. Researchers had given the link of Google Form that contained 10 questions to be answered by the related students. The questionnaire that have been released contains several options that students can choose and fill in the short answer. This research has gathered university students of Halal Science from UNISSA and students of Halal Industry Management from UiTM Shah Alam as an informant throughout this research. After the student receive the Google form, they will given time to answer it based on their knowledge. This is the list of our question survey and the list of potential informants of our study. Fourth is data analysis. The data of the research will be analyzed by conducting descriptive data analysis. This descriptive data analysis is being used in the study only aims at these two groups to collect the data and analyze the data to reach a conclusion based on the data from these two groups only. Since we studied the awareness and understanding level of e-code in food product among university students of Halal Science from UNISSA and student Halal Management from UiTM Shah Alam, descriptive data analysis is the suitable one. Therefore, the study has adopted questionnaire through Google Forms to the student of Halal Science from UNISSA and student of Halal Industry Management from UiTM Shah Alam. And from this Google Form, the study used Microsoft Excel as a tool to analyze the data gathered.
As been mentioned about our objective in this research, we are aware that this should be our responsibility to spread more awareness towards our university students so that they will be more familiar and more knowledgeable with food additive, which is e-code that has been used in their daily food. We know that to spread knowledge to the public is not an easy work, but we still can make it work if this case gets attention from all parties to work together in order to eliminate any negative thought about e-code and no more fake rumors about e-code for Muslim. First, it was the responsible for the media to not broadcast about the negative side of food additive and not trying to spread more false rumors about e-code since it can create panic to the public, moreover the Muslim consumer. According to Jakim, any food additive that is derived from permissible sources is allowed to be consumed and no issue should arise if the food already gets halal certification, since we know the strict rule of Jakim to get halal status. Second, industry also should play an important role as they need to practice transparent labels to the public, which mean that they cannot hide any prohibited ingredients by using e-code just to make the customer be confused. Last but not least, it was our own responsibility to, as a customer and a consumer, to take knowledge about the food technology so that we are not easy to be manipulated by the irresponsible party. What we can do is we should read more about what is food additive and the usage of it.
Next, this is the Gantt chart of our study. The research took a long time to conduct. We took 12 months to finish it. Start from January 2021 until December 2021. In January, we prepared a proposal. In February and March, the presentation of the topic with introduction, background of study, problem statement and research objective. In April and May, we focus on literature review and conceptual framework. In June, we focus on questionnaire design. In July and August, we conducted the survey. In September and October, we analysed the data gathered, and the last 2 months, which are November and December 2021, we completing the study and the submission of the final report.